Morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 26th of August. I wanted to say July then. Goodness, just want to turn the clocks down back a little bit, but that can't be done, apparently. Well, it can be, just no one else takes any notice of it. It's just me on my own. Right, let's have a look at these markets. First things first. So, Powell did acknowledge that rates would probably be cut in September, which gave us the big moves on Friday there. But how many moves is still a question, and there's still a lot of pressure by Trump on different members of the Fed. So we'll see what comes from that. So today, in terms of news coming out, we've got the core durable goods figures coming out there at 1:30 this afternoon. It really doesn't have great impact these days. Well, he'll probably have an impact today, having said that, but the impact of the core durable goods is much less than it used to be. We've got aside of that, consumer confidence, again not a big mover. Bank of Canada governor speaking there. What's he speaking at? He's speaking at something with a little red star. Oh, okay, so the text of the speech is due to be released at the time listed. Okay, so that's at 7:30 p.m. Okay, due to speak about flexible inflation targeting in more. Okay, here we go. So we'll let them get on with that. It's nothing during the normal day trading period, for me at least, of any interest there. Right, let's get on and look at the markets. The euro dollar then. Euro yesterday, as you can see, made just about a full recovery, or it gave back its gains, I should say, from where it was pre-Friday on Friday in the afternoon there, just before the Jackson Hole summit started with the Fed speaker Powell. Where to this morning? I'm sort of looking at where it is at the moment, and really, if it starts or continues to break from the low here, the low of this current bar, it could be on for down to its S1. That's sort of a potential. It's put a sort of a micro lower high nearly there, so it has put a lower high in there. It's just yeah, it would need to break the low side there. It hasn't got a lot in it if it does do that, but that's a possibility, and that's what we're looking for, is possibilities. So it's on the list there to watch this morning. So the pound, similar situation really. Friday obviously popped straight up there. Yesterday coming back off, easing back, and well, maybe the same sort of price action expected, maybe back to its quarterly pivot here. It could be a drawback down for that, but the S1's not looking for it so attractive. The euro just looks better on the short side there at this stage. The US dollar yen, not been trading this, it's just too choppy for me. On a daily basis it's just too messy. Yes, it had its big move there, but it's really running, if you were to draw a regression line across this, the average is basically running through the middle there. So no interest in the yen whatsoever. The Aussie, when we get there we go. Not over liking this either. It had started last week, it started into something more of a trend there, but Friday put it back in. Hasn't sold off as much as the other markets have here at this stage, suggesting a tad more strength in it. It's not, similar pattern on the end piece here, with the lower highs coming through here, and similar potential for it to start rolling over. I haven't really discussed the other side of these markets at the moment, because still really the bias is to the downside in this intermediate time frame at least, and it's quite ugly on the Aussie. There's better things to do than trying to catch money on the trading the Aussie dollar. Okay, I knew I had to reboot this last week and I haven't. US dollar CAD, well, we're still pushing the bigger picture still looks here with the lower highs into the upside there. Um, this is one that if we did get a bit of a turn, I'm just sort of looking in the short term here if it continued through. Be careful with this. I'd rather it this afternoon on any moves, but it could, if we break the low there, perhaps we could be on for more downside. But my preference is really to continue with the original route here. There's going to be some regression channels going on here in a short while, just to see where the targets might have been. But we were pushing up strongly there. The dollar was pushing up strongly up until Friday. Made some sort of recovery. We could see a continuation. Anyway, not interested in the CAD really there too much, unless, well, it's just a patience game waiting for this afternoon on that one for sure. New Zealand dollar so similar to the Aussie really. It's got a bit more weakness in it, and well, we could see it as perhaps if you were looking at either the Aussie or the New Zealand. The New Zealand would probably be the better, is the slightly weaker one here. Again, really looking for the breakdowns of these recent lows for any interest on the downside. Finally, of the majors, the Swissy. When it loads, it'll be good. There we go. Not going anywhere. It's just so similar to the yen in its sense. It's got a hint of potential upside here, but really, I say it's a hint. The overall trend is far too flat for my liking at the moment. Right. Let's be moving on to gold. Sorry, I had a hot coffee. It's still quite hot coffee sitting next to me here, and I've just realised I better swig it down in between sentences. Well, so gold continues pretty much the same as the yen, the Swissy, and not really doing too much from a daily picture. Slight to the upside. With the higher lows coming through here from the end of last week, and yet another one there pushing through strongly overnight, but really I don't like the price action. It's not good enough to trade, so I need to stand aside on that. Oil down 0.5% already this morning. He says it was pushing up last week. So last week it had been pushing up there, coming off a little bit here at the moment, but this just could be just a bear flag, a bull flag in it with potential further upside. Again, for me, this is a tradable tool, post or asset post midday. Really, I'm more interested in this. Breaking of my system here of about 65.34, somewhere in that area looks interesting. It's quite a nice overall move up there. Had a good push up there yesterday. Friday was very choppy with nothing really happening, waiting for the news, which it didn't really affect it too much, but it's still got that to the upside. So it's a case of erring it until this afternoon to see if it's got a chance. Equity markets. So the S&Ps really not overly pretty. I mean, Friday saw it running back up there to near enough into making new all-time highs. Wasn't too far off. It's regressed. It was in this downward move here. You could see for most of last week. It did start picking up on Friday morning there. It did a bit of a reversal off of the 4-hourly 200, daily 50 again. Looking like, well, scope here, my preference is still to the downside overall on these equity markets, and well, we could see that occur as we run through today. Again, I'd wait for the afternoon just to see how this shapes up, but it's really looking with the lower highs coming down in the short term here for more downside. The FTSE's already off 0.7% this morning. There we go, having made new highs there, continued to make new highs, didn't really get into the fray on Friday and remained quite flat. It's just a case of when this will go, isn't it, more than anything else? Not if it will go, when it will go. So looking at come off quite strongly this morning so far. I'm just sort of looking at the pattern here. There's a small gap up there that might want to be filled at some point, so we've just got to tread carefully. It's in the very early stages. I said last week there was a divergence across the highs here. We'd need to see the break of the lows. Never happens. Made new high. Are we into a double divergence? We are. Double divergence. Look, running across this area. Arguably, it's triggered this more recent one. So potential for a continuation. The DAX continuation to the downside, that being. But with the US markets looking still so bullish, want to see them all aligned. DAX really not giving us much in the way of opportunities here. Really, it's a slight drop down here, and it's come off yesterday into today. Today it's come off there at the moment. Looking all a bit iffy, and I don't want to be trading markets that are doing this. Yes, you can trade the ranges of them or whatever, but it's fouled this sort of level at the moment, and it's not particularly interesting to me. Right, that's pretty much it. So it's a case of, for me, waiting. I'm probably most interested in this euro dollar if it continues its route. He says waiting patiently for the currency to change on the chart. Well, I'm going to have to do a refresh. There we go. So really waiting to see if we start getting a breakdown this morning, but it'll have to be after probably 8:15, 8:30 before I took anything. So if it just flashes down, not interested. Need to see it post, well, certainly post 8:15. Right, I shall leave you there. Have a good day's trading, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.